Welcome to Flash Cinema Recaps. Today we're diving into the horror film Unseen 2016, directed by Jeff Redknapp and starring Aiden Young.
Let's go.
Just imagine this. A man's body starts disappearing. That's the bizarre twist we're exploring today. The story kicks off with a regular bloke named Boob, who works in a mill in a small town. He's married, but his relationship with his daughter Eva is strained as they live apart. As Eva grows up, the emotional distance from her mother, Darla, begins to upset her. One day, Darla reaches out to Boob, asking him to talk to Eva. However, Boob, troubled by the thought of their relationship, refuses. Seeking distraction, he heads to a bar, where he encounters a dealer. Later, he learns that his boss, Nelson, needs someone to secretly transport goods. Boob, desperate for money, buys some goods but is shocked by the steep prices. At work, while inspecting a broken machine, Boob is interrupted by a colleague. He tells his boss he needs a few days off, packs his things, and leaves. That night, he suddenly feels weak, causing his car to veer off the road and hit a pole. Fortunately, he survives and calls Nelson to inform him of the mishap. At a nearby cafe, Boob rushes to the washroom to clean the blood off his hands and discovers his skin is disappearing. After bandaging his wound, Nelson arrives to help fix the car. With no cash, Nelson proposes that Boob deliver goods for him in exchange for the repairs. Boob reluctantly agrees, and Nelson takes him home. The next day, Nelson goes hunting in a nearby forest, shooting a bear and placing its head in a box. He hands this box to Boob, which contains bear parts meant for the black market. Once his car is fixed, Boob heads to work, but later drops by Darla's place, only to find that Eva is at a friend's house. The following morning, as Boob prepares to deliver the box, Eva unexpectedly returns home, angry at Boob for disappearing. After Eva storms off, Boob heads to a shop to deliver the box. The shopkeeper warns him that working with Nelson is dangerous, but Boob remains tight-lipped. Noticing Boob's frail condition, the shopkeeper gives him a box of special Chinese medicine. When Boob gets home, Eva inquires about his health, but he lies, saying he's injured from work. She also asks about her grandfather's illness, but Boob dodges the topic. Later, Eva goes to meet her friends and stops at a Chinese shop, where a woman offers her medicines and invites her to see a doctor in the back room, but Eva declines, only buying a box of tea. Eva and her friends later visit an abandoned mental hospital. While joking about ghosts, Eva mentions her grandfather, who was once admitted there but died before she was born.
My grandfather was here.
This place is supposed to be haunted.
Curious to learn more about his illness, she explores the basement, where they discover a body wrapped in white cloth. Just then, they hear a noise, and the body vanishes. One of Eva's friends panics upon realizing Eva's hand has vanished as well, prompting a terrified escape. Meanwhile, Darla and Boob reminisce about Eva's childhood. The next morning, Darla notices Eva hasn't returned home, leading them to search for her. Boob finds Eva's phone and learns she went to the mental hospital with her friends. They visit her friend's house, but her father says she hasn't returned. Boob calls Nelson to inform him of a delay in his parcel delivery. Later, he confronts Eva's friends about her whereabouts, but they're evasive. In a fit of anger, Boob starts a scuffle, eventually learning that Eva is indeed at the mental hospital, but the friends flee in fear. Realizing Eva's investigating her grandfather's illness, Boob rushes to the mental hospital, only to be stopped by security. He attempts to attack a guard, but collapses in pain. A doctor, familiar with Boob and his father, tells Darla Boob needs hospital care. Boob remembers being a child when his father was admitted there. The doctor offers treatment, but Boob refuses, insisting he must find Eva. Security locks Boob in a room, but that night, the door mysteriously unlocks, and he escapes, only to find Darla missing. Meanwhile, Nelson threatens him to deliver the parcel on time or face consequences.
To come down there, Bob, to your house.
Boob becomes increasingly distressed when Eva's friend returns, claiming to have seen Eva's missing hand. She hands over Eva's bag, which contains the same Chinese tea Boob has seen before. He confronts the shopkeeper, who denies any wrongdoing and points him toward the Chinese shop. There, Boob discovers Eva is being tortured. He storms the shop, confronting the woman, who appears nervous, but doesn't confess. Behind the shop, he finds Eva's bicycle and, upon further investigation, discovers Eva locked in a cage. Boob fights off the doctor and his assistant, demanding Eva's release. He finds her terrified, half of her body disappearing. Boob calms her down, frees her, and they escape together. At home, Darla notices Boob is rapidly disappearing and begins to care for him. The following morning, Boob tells Eva he must leave due to a hereditary illness he never wanted to pass on. He says goodbye, leaving Eva in tears. Later, Boob delivers Nelson's parcel, but to his shock, it only contains iron nails. Back home, Boob's body continues to fade away as he tells Eva it's time for him to go. As Nelson breaks into the house, threatening Eva, Boob, though invisible, pushes him. Realizing her father is still there to protect her, Eva witnesses Boob kill Nelson. He promises Eva he will never leave her again. They dispose of Nelson's body in the woods where it is consumed by a bear. Eva starts wearing glasses to communicate with her father, and Boob shares how his father freed him from the mental hospital years ago. Eva recalls the white cloth in the hospital basement, mentioning she would speak to her grandfather, who is still wandering there. Disappearing. Is it a superpower or a weakness? Let us know in the comments. See you in the next video.